Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. We are going to be focusing on our theme, which is intention this month. I hope you've had some time to think about that word and what it means to have an intention, why it's important. I hope you've had some time to maybe craft your own unique one. Remember, an intention can be a word, it can be a phrase, it can be a vision that can help reset you when times are rough. When we fall into those stress responses, we can think about our intention and it can help pull us back to center, put our feet back on that path that we want to be on. And it's always good to process and reflect. We are recording this in December, so if you're watching it in real time, this is a perfect, beautiful opportunity to think about old intentions or current one, and if you want to shift and evolve it before heading into the new year. So today's flow is an awesome warrior pose or warrior sequence that is strengthening and balancing. We're going to be doing mostly standing. There'll be an opportunity to use some blocks or a blanket, so you can grab those and meet me on your mat when you're ready. I just invite you today to pay attention to your breath. We're going to be really honing in on how we can intentionally use our breath to get us in and out of poses more easefully. Remember, Mary Oliver says, attention is the beginning of devotion. So kind of coming with an open mind, stepping back and being curious is a nice kind of pre-work to do before you can set intentions. So I just invite you to come curious and come home to your body. Meet me on your mat when you feel ready. Okay, let's take some time to arrive. So find a comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, ground down through your sitting bones. Gently close your eyes and start to tune inward, becoming aware of your breath. How's your breathing today? Is your breath shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it smooth? Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale. Next inhale, see if you can direct your breath all the way down to your belly. Sometimes it helps if I put my hands on my belly to feel it fill up with air. So inhale, breath to belly. Exhale, let all the air out, pulling your belly button to your spine. And if you can't send your breath all the way down to your belly, maybe it stops at your chest, that's okay. Just keep trying to send the breath down as far as it can go. Breathing until we're full. Exhaling until empty. One more big inhale here, filling the belly up with air. Exhale, emptying it all out. And place your hands at your heart and check in there with your heart space. How's your spirit today? How do you feel really? Be honest. You don't have to give anyone a perfectly tied up answer. You don't have to say, I'm fine. How are you feeling really? Just notice. And now ask your heart, yourself, your soul, what do you need? Do you need anything from me today? Do you need me to move a certain way? Do you need love? Direction? Guidance? Play? Rest? Freedom? And take note of that, if there's anything that came up. And now I just invite you to connect in with your intention. And if you're drawing a blank, then I can offer up this one for you. Breathe deep. Today, right now, I intend to breathe deeply. Take one more big inhale. And cleansing exhale. You can drop your hands in your lap and blink your eyes open to come back to this space. And we will get started by standing. So you can make your way to the front of your mat and find Tadasana, mountain pose. So ground down through all four corners of your feet, grip the earth with your toes, feel the sole of your foot start to maybe peel off of the floor, or at least try to seek that sensation. Lift the kneecaps up to engage the legs. Lengthen the tailbone towards your heels, pulling up through the pubic bone. Pull the belly in and up. Take your shoulders, roll them up by your ears, and then down your back body. Allow your arms, your fingers to reach for the floor, palms face forward. And you're reaching nice and long through the crown of the head. Breathe here. Now inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands back down to heart center. Release the hands down by your side. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, release down through the heart and by your side. Again, inhale, circle sweep the arms up, palms can touch. Now start to forward fold, hinging at your hips. Put a slight bend in the knees. Reach all the way down for the floor. Well, remember, you've got your blocks. You can reach for your blocks. Release the neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, drilling down through the heels. We're going to rise up to standing. Palms can touch. Exhale, hands back to heart center and release. I'm going to take a moment to put my hair back. I'm sorry. Don't want it to be scratching the mic. Okay. Inhale, sweep the arms high overhead. Palms can touch. Exhale, forward fold. This time you're going to plant the hands on your mat and step your feet back to high plank pose. Take a moment here, pressing the ground away, pushing out through the heels, pulling the belly in. Option, you can drop your knees or keep them lifted. We're going to lower ourselves onto the ground slowly. And untuck the toes. Shift the hands back. Take an inhale, peel the head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat, squeeze the elbow tips together for Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Seal the tops of the feet to the floor. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the knees, push up into plank pose, and send your hips up high and back for downward facing dog. Take a moment here in your down dog to breathe. Look back at your thighs. You're pulling the belly towards your thighs. You can pedal out the feet here if that feels good, if it's your first down dog of the day, or even your last. You can start to stretch through the hamstrings. Okay, we're going to start to wave our body into plank pose again. So coming up to the height of the toes, waving up to plank. Now you can simply drop your knees and come onto all fours to our tabletop position here. Untuck the toes. Turn your hands out slightly so that your middle finger is pointing the corner edges of the mat. If you're hypermobile like me, put a slight bend in the elbows. Pull the belly in for a neutral spine. Grip the ground. Feel nice and rooted in your hands. Now take an inhale here, and remember we're going to fill our belly with air as we pull it through our arms. Tailbone's going to lift, broaden out through the collarbones. Now exhale, tuck and round the spine. Tuck your tailbone and round the spine. Chin comes to the chest, push the ground away, get all of the air out, empty. And inhale, we're going to pull the heart through, filling up with air. Exhale, tuck and round, all the air out. Inhale, pull the heart through, fill the belly. Exhale, tuck and round, emptying all the air. So you got it. Move back and forth like this at your own pace. Really paying attention to the breath, linking the movements to the breath. So inhale, expanding. Exhale, emptying. Creating space between you, your back of the heart, and the floor. Do one more round of that. Cat-cow. Meet me in a neutral spine position. Beautiful. Pull the belly in. And you're going to simply take your right leg all the way back behind you. Flex the foot, shooting out through the heel here. So the leg is parallel to the floor. Now we're just going to drop our foot to the floor so it just, our toe taps. Now we're going to pick it back up. So tap the toe on the floor, pick it back up. Tap and lift, tap, lift. Keep going like that. Engaging the whole leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. You can drop the right leg. We're going to do the left. So take the left leg, extend it back behind you, pressing out through the heel, getting nice and long from the heel to the crown of the head. Now tap the toes on the ground, lift it up. Tap, lift, tap, lift. Keep going. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. You can put that leg back down. Now we're going to tuck our toes and shift back and up to downward facing dog. So take a moment in down dog to breathe here. Now bend your knees, look up at your hands, start to walk your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Press out through the heels. Option to drop the knees, keep them lifted. We're gonna exhale, lower all the way down to our belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale for baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift to plank, and push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the height of the toes, begin to walk yourself forward. Halfway lift. Lower back down. Inhale high, all the way to standing. Exhale, release. We're gonna run through that one more time. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Lower back down, plant the hands, step to plank. Lower yourself all the way to the ground, untuck the toes, take an inhale for Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes, push yourself back to downward facing dog. Now from down dog, we're gonna lift our right leg up to the sky. Lift it as high as you want. Take a big inhale here to find length. Exhale, bring the knee towards your nose to drop your foot in between the hands. All right, here we are. We're gonna fire up our legs for crescent pose. So magnetize, remember magnetize the right foot to the left. Hover the hands off the ground. Pull the belly away from the thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, rise up. All the way to standing. Now remember, you can always, in crescent, you can always lower down to your leg. That's fine. You can stay here, or you can keep it lifted. Take a moment here to find crescent pose. You can adjust your stance if you need to, make it wider. Tuck your right hip back, put your hands to your hips, and notice if your hips are any sort of weird cockeyed shape. Your hip bones should be shining directly forward to the front edge of your mat. You can remember to place a slight bend in that back leg. Sink down a little bit further. Breathe here. Now take a big inhale, swing the hands up high, and we're gonna exhale, we're gonna pivot onto our back leg, opening up towards the left, coming into a Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Hands are gonna come up into a nice long T here. We're gonna look over our right fingertips, sink down a little bit into that front leg. Check in with your feet. I like to do a heel arch alignment here. So meaning the heel of my right foot is in line with the arch of my back foot. You can always widen your stance or shorten your stance. Figure out what feels good to you today. Ground down through that outer edge of that back foot. Sometimes that tends to peel up off the floor. If that's doing that, see if you can ground down there. If not, maybe shorten your stance. Breathe here. Now turn the right hand up so the palm is facing the sky or the ceiling. And like someone has a rope tied around your wrist and is pulling you forward, find length in this left side body here. Keep that. Now we're gonna just turn our hand up and back to where it's reaching over our right ear. The left hand is just going to rest on our left leg. And we're gonna find length in this right side body now, still keeping the length in our left. This is reversed warrior. Take a breath here. Come back into warrior two. Turn the hand back up towards facing the sky. We're gonna take our forearm to our right thigh, press into the right thigh as the left hand comes up and over the left ear for extended side angle. Be sure we're not collapsing in this right side body here. Really use your arm to press into that leg to create space from your ribs to your thigh. Breathe here. Come back into warrior two. Now press back, shift your weight into your left foot, and as you do so, you're gonna bend into this left foot, and then this right leg is gonna work towards straight, peeling the toes off of the mat, coming onto the heel. For high skater, I'll turn to face you so you can see this. My hands are gonna come in heart position. So it's just gonna be like this. You can go down as low as you want. But we're gonna use this action to propel us back into our crescent. So windmill the arms up, pivot onto that back foot, back into your crescent pose on your right side, sink into that leg. Did you find it? Find your crescent pose. Now we are going to take an inhale here, and as we do, we're gonna sink down into our leg. So we're taking an inhale, and exhale, we're going to push and drive our energy into this right leg, balancing on the right leg. I'm gonna bring my left leg up to my chest, almost as if it's trying to squeeze all the air out of me and pressing down into the earth. Imagine that there are roots growing out of your right foot to really help you stay grounded here. Find something to focus your gaze on, something that's not moving in front of you. Okay, once you find your balance, exhale. Now inhale, we're going to expand, pressing our left foot back behind us, out through the heel like we did earlier in our cat-cow. Hands are gonna come to heart center. So the leg can be parallel to the floor, or it can be at an angle. But wherever you are, think about a giant iron bar that's going through the crown of your head all the way out through your left heel. So we want this nice straight line wherever you are. Okay, so find a place to land. This is Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. And you can also use your blocks for this, or a wall. If you need some extra help balancing, you can do this. Put a little micro bend into that right leg, push down through the four corners of that foot, reach through that heel, press up through that left inner thigh, pull the belly in. One more breath here. Exhale, release back into your crescent pose. Hands can come up or to your hips. Breathe here. Take an inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, back down to frame that left foot, or the right foot, sorry. Move your blocks out of the way if they are. Take your right foot back to meet your left. Press back up into downward facing dog. We're gonna do the other side. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Find length. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop the foot in between the hands or slide it up. Magnetize the feet together, hover the hands off of the floor, pull the belly off of the thigh, take an inhale. Exhale, rise. Drilling down through those feet, that same sort of motion. So we're taking an inhale to prepare, exhale, pushing our energy down through the feet, growing our roots down, feeling really connected, stable, strong, balanced. All right, find crescent pose on this side, adjust your stance if you need to. Check in with your hips. Are they square to the front of the mat? If you need to tuck that left hip back, do that. Put a slight bend in that back leg. Pull the belly in. Remember, you can always adjust your stance or shorten it or widen it. You can move at any point in time on your mat. Okay, take an inhale, arms go up. Exhale, we're gonna open up to the right, pivoting onto that back right foot. As we do so, the arms are gonna come out into a T. We're gonna find warrior two on this side. So check down or look down at your feet. I'm gonna do the heel arch alignment. That feels good to me. Ground down through that outer edge of the right foot. Your toes should be pointing the long edge of the mat. Goodness, my mouth is sleepy today. And look over your left fingertips. Breathe here. Turn your left palm to face the sky. Now remember, pretend like someone has a rope. It's pulling you forward, finding that link. Now tilt that arm up and back over the left ear. Right hand's gonna rest on the right leg. For reversed warrior, back to warrior two. Turn the palm back up, take the forearm to the left leg, press into that left leg to find space here. Pulling the ribs off of this thigh. The right hand comes up and over the right ear. Getting nice and long from our right fingers all the way down to our right toes. Back to warrior two. We're gonna press back into our skater pose. So shifting our weight into that right foot, left leg's gonna go straight, toes are gonna peel off the mat, hands come to heart center, and then we're just gonna propel ourselves back up to crescent pose, turning onto that right foot, find crescent. All right, inhale, lower down. Exhale, push into that left leg. Push all the air out, find your balance. And when you're ready, big inhale to find length, kick that right foot back behind you, parallel to the floor if you can, pressing out through that heel. Hands are gonna stay at heart center, or they're gonna come to your blocks in front of you. Notice how you feel on this side. If you're any more or less balanced on that left foot, wherever you are, press through all four corners of that left foot. You've got roots growing down to the earth. They're holding you up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release back to crescent. Breathe here. Big inhale. Exhale, lower hands down to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. And lower onto your knees. Sit back onto your heels. Turn the palms to face up to the sky. Take a moment here just to notice how that felt. That action of going right and left, back and forth, and then finding some stability on one leg when we were in our warrior three, when we were using our breath actively to ground us down and to expand us almost at the same time. What did that feel like? And we're going to run through that one more time, maybe two, on both sides, just a little bit faster to really sort of mimic this push and pull that life gives us sometimes, this back and forth, back and forth. How can we find steadiness and ease in those moments? It's our opportunity to ground down, connecting with our intention so that we're not just tossed about in the sea of life, so that we can get on our surfboard. Our surfboard's like our intention, and we can ride the waves. Okay. So come onto all fours, tuck the toes, press yourself back up into downward facing dog. And lift the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step your hand or your foot through your hands. Take an inhale, rise to crescent. Open up into warrior two. Turn the palm to the sky, pull yourself forward and back for reversed warrior. Back to warrior two. Palm goes up. Bring your forearm to your leg for extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Press yourself back into high skater pose to propel yourself to your crescent. Take an inhale, sink down. Exhale, push all the air out. Inhale, back to warrior three. Hold here, find your steadiness and ease. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, pushing down through that right leg. Beautiful. Release into crescent pose. All right, let's step back into downward facing dog and do the other side. So inhale, left leg to the sky, nice and long. Bring the knee to the nose, step it through the hands. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, rise for crescent. Open up, warrior two. Turn your palm up, pull yourself forward and back for reverse warrior. Find warrior two again. Palm comes to leg for extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Skater pose to propel yourself back into crescent. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, whoop. Ground for inhale, expanding. Back to warrior, or crescent, excuse me. And open up warrior two. Pull yourself forward and send it back for reverse warrior. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Press back to skater. Propel yourself to crescent. Sink down. Ground down. Inhale, expand. Step back to crescent. One more time. Open up warrior two. Pull yourself forward and back for reverse warrior. Find warrior two again. Turn the palm up for extended side angle. Warrior two. Press back to skater and propel yourself to crescent. Sink down, inhale. Exhale, ground down, push all the air out. Inhale, press back. Find stability. Back down to crescent. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Drop your knees to the ground. Send your hips back and tuck your toes for child's pose. Big toes meet. You can bring your knees together or keep them wide apart. Forehead comes to the earth. Breathe deep. And you inhale yourself back up into all fours. And we're just going to press back to downward facing dog and wave ourselves into plank pose. And just drop your knees, lower yourself onto your belly, untuck the toes. We're going to do some fun shoulder stretching. So we just did a lot of work on our shoulders here. So you're on your belly, you're on your thighs. Cactus your arms out to both sides. Look over to your right. Now tend to your right fingertips and push your elbow up towards the sky. Okay. Now you're going to take your right leg and swing it back behind you and then start to roll over onto your left, but you're going to keep your arm down on the ground. So you're really using the weight of your body to press yourself into that left shoulder. And keep your cheek on the ground. It's kind of a little awkward here, but it should feel really good in your shoulder. You can lock your legs do something to keep your legs in place. Send your breath to the shoulder to try to release any tension that you're holding there. You can unwind out of that. We'll do the other side. So we're going to cactus the arm of the right arm. Look over to the left. Tint your left hand up as your elbow is pointing to the sky. And then take your left foot and then just send it back over your right, rolling onto that right shoulder. Using our left fingertips to kind of push our weight into that right shoulder. Seek that sensation of tension and try to let it go. You can unwind out of that and just push yourself up into a seated position. We're going to make our way onto our backs. And grab your blocks. I'm going to use those as a little heart opener before we fall into our final resting pose of Shavasana. So take your blocks. We're going to use one for our head, and we're going to take one at the back of our heart. Okay. So I like to put mine on the medium setting. Moving any hair clips out of the way, and take some time to adjust yourself on your mat. Allow your arms to fall out to the side. Your feet can be still planted on the ground, knees pointed up. You can knock your knees in. You can bring the soles of your feet together. Kind of find out what your lower half needs from you today. And just allow yourself to soften onto your block. And if this is too much of a back bend for you, you can roll up your blanket. I recommend a blanket and not so much a pillow, because these can be a little bit more dense, and then you can use a blanket instead of your block to get a little heart opener here. So that's a little bit more. I don't even know if I would use a block if you're using a blanket. Yeah, so figure out what feels good to you today. I think I'm calm. My body is wanting a nice heart opener, so I'm gonna use the blocks. And breathe here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften over your blocks one more time. You can very carefully remove the blocks from underneath you and And simply make yourself comfortable on your mat for Shavasana. So you can grab any props you need, blankets for your eyes or for your head, for your feet. Take up space on your mat and allow yourself to soften. Close your eyes, allow the feet to fall out, allow the hands to be relaxed, palms face up towards the sky, and start relaxing every inch of your body, every cell. Let's start at the crown of the head, work our way down. Relax your eyes. Soften all the muscles in your face. Relax your tongue. Allow the tension to be released from your jaw if you're holding any there. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Let your breath be natural. Relax your fingers. Relax your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet, your toes. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere else in your body. Try to relax into it. Feel supported by the ground beneath you. Let yourself be here. Start to notice your breathing. Is it different from when we began? Is it deeper? Is it calm? Is it smooth? Remember, there's nothing left to do here. We're just noticing. If your mind keeps wandering, just gently bring it back to the body. And begin to put some micro movements into your fingers and toes. Start to notice the sounds and smells of the space that you're in. And when you feel ready, start to roll over onto one side, slowly with eyes still closed. And just remember how powerful you are. You are so powerful. You can use your breath to direct your energy at any given moment. You can use your intention to direct your energy at any given moment. Slowly and mindfully push yourself back up into a seated position with your eyes still closed. Cross your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your heart. We will seal our practice with the sacred sound of Om. You're welcome to Om with me. We'll take an inhale and Om on the exhale, or you can sit and soak in the vibration of the sound. So, take a big inhale. Exhale. Om. Bow your head in reverence of this practice and for yourself, for showing up, taking the time to notice. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. We'll see you next time.